Hey, welcome to a gentle yoga practice. My name is Kaylee. We're going to start today just lying down onto the back in Supta Baddha Konasana, so reclined butterfly pose. You lay down, get yourself comfortable. Soles of the feet will come together, the knees part. And then you can either adjust your hair so that it's not in your way, if you're me, or eventually rest both of your palms onto your inner thighs, or maybe bring a hand around your heart and a hand around your belly. Whatever feels most natural and comfortable for your arms, and just allow yourself a few moments to settle in. Give yourself permission to let go of some of the noise, some of the busyness of the world outside of us, and relax. And just know that by logging in or pressing play, you've already committed a really powerful act of self-care. And the more you can continue to commit to that through the next 7 minutes or so together here, the better off you'll leave your practice. So it's important to think of self-care not as an expense, but as an investment. How can you make your time here in your body a little bit more supportive? Maybe you relax across your brow. Do a little check-in with any tension around your jaw. Shift your awareness to your breathing. If you can very gently lengthen your inhales, fill the belly up, feel the chest expand. And slow down your exhales. Feel the shoulders melt, the hips release. And do that again. Take a long breath in, fill all the way up, and then just a little tiny pause at the top. Open mouth, exhale. And stay here just another moment, continuing to pose the question to yourself, how can I take exceptionally good care of me, my mind, my body, my spirit, in this moment right here, right now? Keep the soles of the feet together. Bring your arms back up over your head. You can interlace your fingers and press the palms away from you. Really reach through the side body. Take a big breath in. And then as you exhale, release your arms and catch the outside of the knees. Bring the knees together. And bring your arms down by your side. And then let's just take a little pelvic tilt. So it's different than a full bridge, but arch your lower back, keeping your butt connected to the mat so that there's a little gap between your low back and the floor. And then do the opposite. Scoop your tailbone up toward your knees so that you're pressing your low back down into the mat. The butt bones are lifting up, the tailbone is lifting just ever so slightly. So let's go between those two nice and slow a few times, tucking and untucking through the pelvis. And close your eyes down. I know there's often for me when I'm following along in a video, a temptation to want to check in and make sure I'm doing it quote unquote right. See if you can trust that in the long run, the practice is going to feel a lot more supportive if you just kind of go with your body's own flow. Trust that you're doing it just fine for you. One more good tailbone tuck and then hold. So your low back is connected to the floor, your butt is lifting just a tiny bit. Push into your feet and then lift up as much or as little as you want into your bridge. Pressing down through your feet. You can hug the knees toward one another gently just to keep the hips, knees, and ankles all in one nice aligned plane. There's nothing wrong with pressing the knees open, but just find that stability for here and now. Take a breath in, and then slowly lower your spine down vertebra by vertebra. Once your tailbone lands, hug your right knee into your chest, and then extend the left leg all the way out on the mat in front of you. Your right knee, a good squeeze. We're gonna hold it here, curl the head and the neck and the chest up off of the floor. You can point the toes or flex the feet, whatever feels comfortable is great. And then keep squeezing, compressing that right hip and thigh area. Keep hugging your leg in. Maybe you interlace your fingers or catch your opposite elbows. Try and lower the back down, lower the shoulders, tuck the chin toward the chest like you're giving yourself a gentle double chin. Just breathe into that compression. Deep, deep breaths down into your low belly. Soften your eyes. Unclench your teeth. Take one more big inhale. And then we're going to keep the right knee bent. T or cactus your right arm out to the side as you bring your right knee over to the left, finding a spinal twist. And let the nose point straight up or keep the neck long as you tilt your chin over toward your right shoulder. And soften the eyes back down if they peeked open and breathe. Breathe into your low belly. If you tipped your chin over to the right, go ahead and bring your head through the center. Take a breath in. Bring the right knee back into your chest, curl the head, neck, and the shoulders up off the mat. And then this time, hover your left leg. We're gonna alternate side to side. You can take these fast or you can go real slow, or you might just take one and hold. So we'll meet with that left knee in. You can keep alternating if you wanna get a little bit more core work in today. For 3, 2, last one, hug the left knee into your chest to lower the right leg, and then really give that left knee a good hug. So you can interlace your fingers, you might lift up and catch your opposite elbows. So doing these two shapes, this knee to chest, we're compressing through the belly, through the digestive system. We always start with the right leg, which we already did, to compress gently through the right side, the ascending side of the large intestine. And now we're moving over to the left, just giving it a good squeeze. And to soften the eyes if they're open. To relax around the mouth and the jaw. And take a big breath in. And then find your spinal twist as you exhale. You can adjust in any way you need. And either nod the chin to the left or keep your nose pointing straight up as you take some of those long inhales down into the lower belly. Slow exhales, letting your left shoulder and your left knee get really heavy. So you feel those 2 points helping twist you deeper. Long inhales down into the lower back and the hips and the pelvis. Slow exhales, inviting gravity to help create that spiral, that twist. When you're ready, bring your head back through the center. Hug the left knee into the chest, then right knee into the chest, cross your ankles. Start to rock forward and backward. You can rock just once or a handful of times. I'm going with twice today until you can rock your way into a seated position. So finding a comfortable seat. Once you're upright, hands to your knees, and let's do some body circles here. Just 3 or 4 in each direction. Feel your weight shift around. Try not to overthink these. Maybe you close your eyes down. Just got home from a little vacation and My digestive system's a little bit funky. Go ahead and switch the direction if you haven't, right? Maybe you eat a little different food on vacation, your sleep's a little different, schedule's a little different. So our practice today has that in mind. Just helping support the digestive system. Come through the center. Let's circle the arms up over your head and then interlace your hands behind your head. Press the back of the head into the hands as you open up the elbows nice and wide here. Feel the shoulder blades hug toward the midline of your spine. Take a big breath in. And then as you exhale, curl chin to the chest, bring the elbows together, round your spine. So you're maybe even tucking the tailbone under a little bit as you pull your belly button in and up. So do that nice and slow. Again, peel open, lift the heart, broaden the elbows, shoulder blades hug toward the spine behind you. And then curl in. It's almost like a little seated cat-cow, rounding around yourself. This time, as you lift up and open, go ahead and release your right hand all the way behind your low back. Release your left hand. See if you can catch your left inner elbow with your right hand. Once you've got that bind, or you're just kind of reaching over in that direction, we're going to drop the left ear toward the left shoulder. Breathe into the right side of the neck as you make sure that your teeth are unclenched. Can you soften through the jaw a bit more? And play around if it feels good with moving the chin upward and downward a couple times until you find that kind of Goldilocks sensation in the stretch. So it's just right for you. It's not too much. You're able to breathe through it and relax into it. And take another long inhale. Release your chin to your chest as you exhale, then reach your arms up as you lift your head up. Interlace the hands behind your head, press the back of the head into the palms of the hands, big breath in, and then round around yourself, curl in. Maybe you shift your hips back a little bit. Let's lift up and open, releasing the arms. This time the left hand's gonna come behind you. Catch the right inner elbow, and then drop the right ear toward your right shoulder. Now, even if you feel like you're already pretty relaxed here, see if you can soften a little bit more. Let go of any gripping around the tongue, around the upper area around the nostrils, even like across the bridge of the nose. Can you soften? Option to add a little bit of dynamic movement in the stretch, nodding the chin up and down. Really staying on your own side here, staying on your body's side. So we're still coming from that space of wanting to support ourselves, to care for ourselves, remembering that these little timeouts to listen to your body and give it what it needs are actually powerful ways of investing so that you end up having the resources to show up for the rest of your life that you care about, the people, the commitments. So important to take little timeouts to shut away some of the noise and just relax. Bring your chin to your chest, release the right elbow from the left hand, reach your arms up over your head, big breath in. And then find a tabletop position. So work your way to your hands and your knees. You can take a couple rounds of cat-cow if you'd like. Maybe some torso circles over your knees, over your wrists. If you draw any kind of circle, make sure you go in the other direction. And then we're going to set up in lifted swan. So bring your right knee forward, extend your left leg straight back if you can. You can always take a version of this on your back or bring that left knee into a bend for a folded deer pose. If it works to keep the left leg straight, go for it. Wiggle around a little bit until you find that sweet spot, and then let's just stay lifted for a moment. Your hands might be really far forward. You play around with bringing them back a bit or even floating them off of the ground. If you're lifting the hands, really hug in through your left inner thigh. Pull that inner thigh and hip flexor up into your belly. So you're strong in your midsection. When you're ready, you can walk the arms forward, option to reach the arms up first. If you reach up, keep lengthening through the arms. Start to tilt forward, strong core. So keep pulling in through your lower abdominals. Reach, reach, reach. And then release it down. You can make a little pillow by stacking your forearms or the backs of the hands. Rest your forehead or one of your temples down. Once you land, allow yourself to soften some of the tension in the legs, the feet, the belly. Every inhale, breathing in strength, energy, support, peace. Every exhale, the body's natural detox, release stress and tension. Breathing in a sense of space. And exhaling as you continue to relax deeper and deeper, letting go more and more. Take about 3 to 5 more slow breaths here. We're in absolutely no rush. And give yourself 1 or 2 more rounds of slow breaths. Notice if you can soften a little bit more. And continuing to breathe, start to walk the hands back. Lift the chest up. Let's shift the weight to the right leg and then bring the left leg around in front of you. Straighten both legs out in front of you on the mat. You might paddle out the knees or toggle the feet side to side, whatever feels comfortable. Let's root down to the sit bones, reach your arms up. Flex your feet for a moment here. Let's try and hinge forward through the hips. So instead of allowing the spine to round, start by keeping your back flat. You can take a couple of these. It's kind of a different movement for a lot of us. I know when I was new to stretching, it was very different to recognize the difference between flexing at the hips versus flexing at the spine. So once you flex as far forward, we call it a hinge of the hips. Then allow your spine to curl, to round. You can reach for the feet or you can just drop your arms. My favorite thing to do here is to give the head a gentle little nod side to side. Once you land in the stretch, if you feel all right, you can absolutely relax the feet and the ankles. Just breathe. And continue to breathe into the stretch. If it would feel like a good idea to play around a little bit with the breath, you can join me. If not, just breathe in whatever way feels good for you here. If you want to play with the breath, lift up just a tiny bit, take a breath in, and then lower back down as you exhale. So we'll oscillate with the breath. You lift up a little bit, breathe in. Maybe you reach the fingers forward a bit as you exhale and fold a little deeper. Still listening to your body. Take a breath in. Fold. You can take another round or 2 of that. Eventually find somewhere that you'd like to linger. Make sure you're still listening to your body, that you're not forcing, you're not pushing. You're just giving yourself an opportunity to stretch, and release stress. You already have plenty of opportunities to stress. But we also have these opportunities to let it go. Sometimes we don't even realize them. See if you can start to notice in this moment, certainly, but in your day to day, little moments where life is giving you a tiny pause. Maybe even in ways that we think we might not want, like maybe you hit a little traffic or something of that nature that takes you out of your rush, go, go, go. Instead of letting that be cause for more stress, see if you can take it as a sign to soften, to take a big breath. Go slow as you start to work your way out of this forward fold. Walk the hands back, push into the finger pads bit by bit. Eventually, your spine stacks. Bring your hands behind you. Little counter stretch. Fingers point forward. You bend the elbows. You might even bend your knees, plant your feet, and take a reverse table. Whichever version of a little counter stretch you chose, go ahead and gently release it down and find your lifted pigeon on the left. So you'll bring your left leg forward, right leg stretches back in space. Take some time to set it up. And take a few breaths in that lifted variation, actively pulling the right inner thigh upward, pulling the right hip flexor, the front of the right hip, inward and upward. So it's like you're trying to bring the very top of the front right hip up over toward the very bottom of the left side ribs. And stay there or reach the arms long. Stay there or start to lean forward, strong abdominals. Reach, reach, reach. And then when you're ready, you can release into your sleeping swan variation. Make a little pillow for your head. Make any adjustments that you need. Let them be mindful. And then once you find stillness, shift your attention to the movement of your breath. Again, see if you can breathe some sense of peace or space into your body. And exhale that surface layer of stress. Exhale some of the tension in the muscles. Give yourself 2 more rounds of breath. And breathing right into where you feel the most sensation. And start to walk the hands back as you slowly lift up. Bring the right leg around to meet the left. Let's flex the feet so heels are pushing away from you. Reach the arms up over your head and then start to round your spine. Keep driving down through your heels. Pull your belly button in as you slowly lower all the way down. Reach your arms over your head, point your toes, interlace your hands and press your palms away from your body. Breathe in. And then open your mouth. And find Shavasana. If there's any other stretches that you need for your body to feel like you really showed up for it, you can add those in. Eventually finding a resting shape to finish your practice for today. Let it be somewhere that requires very little effort. Invite your body to get still. You have the option to affirm to yourself again here how taking care of ourselves, taking care of yourself, allows you to show up at your best. So instead of giving the world what's left over at the end of a busy or stressful day, we're able to give our commitments, our families, our communities, the best version of ourselves. And stay here, listen for my voice in just a few moments to end our gentle yoga practice. If you'd like to stay longer, please go ahead and do so. And if you're ready to move on, you can start to invite some gentle movement back into the body, nod the head, circle the ankle and the wrist joints. And eventually, meet me in a seat. No rush. When you land, you can bring your hands to your heart and just one last time, really affirm to yourself here how this pause in your day, taking a moment to take care of yourself. Maybe there's some resistance to it, so give yourself a big pat on the back and acknowledge how taking these timeouts to care for ourselves actually is one of the most generous things that we can do, not just for ourselves, but for the collective, for the whole. Interlace your fingers, inhale your arms overhead one last time, stretch, 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 breathe in, and then let it go. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for taking care of yourself. I hope to see you again soon.